Hello, hello. I want to jump on tonight and talk about weight loss, something I haven't specifically addressed in a while, but I want to talk about that because I am getting a lot of random questions about weight loss lately and nutrition and workouts and what the best thing is. So I want to jump on and literally address this because I'm going to give you some simple action things and some simple things that you might not even be looking at that are in your gap that are holding you back from these goals. So thanks for joining me. For those of you new to my page, I'm Natalie Jill. I'm a licensed master sports nutritionist and a functional fitness trainer. And what I do is I kill fat for a living. Now, not just the fat on our bodies, although I absolutely can help you with that. I can kill that fat on your body, but also what I call FAT, false assumed truths. And those are the beliefs that get in our way that hold us back from all kinds of goals, not just weight loss, all kinds of goals in our life, whether it be financial, business, relationship, weight loss, all of it. So that's what I help kill and shift so that you can have a big life and start leveling up in all areas. So thanks for joining me. If you are new to my page, welcome. And also, if you don't know, I love sharing my age because I want to know how old you are so I know who I'm talking to here. But I'm 47 and I actually have a book coming out in May called Aging in Reverse. So people seem to have a lot of questions for me about aging and what that means and what that has to look like and the beliefs that we form around it. So if you are joining me and you're close in age to me, like if you're in your 40s or 50s, please let me know that. I would love to know where you're joining me from and your age. Let me know that. And if you're on Instagram, because I've got Instagram and Facebook going right now, let me know your name too, because I can only see screen names on Instagram. So thanks for joining me. Okay, so I'm going to take a lot of questions, but I want to start with these very specific things because there are some commonalities I see with people that get stuck on the weight loss game, and then also with the people that have success and never have to look back. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I've tried everything, I feel like I'm always on a diet, nothing's working for me, this is definitely the talk for you. So thanks for joining me. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to give you very simple things, and you may not even realize these are in your way, but typically these things are in the way of what's holding you back from weight loss. Number one, you ready for this one? It's your beliefs around it. Now hear me out before you think this is woo-woo. It's your beliefs around it. When you say things to me or others like, I'm too old, my metabolism has slowed down, I've got a thyroid issue, I'm big boned, it's genetically this way, nothing works for me. When you say things like that, you start to believe them and your actions start to reflect them. Now hear me out on there. I built my entire business. I've had success with all my clients around this concept of false assumed truths. That's where I get the FAT from. Those false assumed truths. These are things that we believe because somebody told us, because we read it somewhere, because we just think it to be true. It's not necessarily a proved thing. Now here's the thing, with any condition, with any excuse, with anything, you can find a lot of evidence to support why that is true, and you can also find evidence to find why that's not true. You can do that as well, and it's totally your choice. But what happens is we have something that we feel is not working for us. We go on Google, we talk to friends, we talk to family, we find evidence of others that are in that same struggle, and we say, you know what? That's it. I can't lose weight because of this, or I can't lose weight because of that. And let me tell you, it's a false assumed truth because you can find just as much evidence supporting people that can. So my job as a coach is not to validate those excuses. Now, I can have compassion for you and I can hear you out. But the second I validate that and say, you know what, you're right, that sucks. You have a thyroid issue. That sucks. You're older. That sucks that you have an injury. As soon as I say that, then what is your possibility of creating something better? What is your possibility as soon as we do that? So as soon as you start believing I'm too old, it's too late, it's my metabolism, it's my thyroid, you've shut the door for any possibility. Now that's not saying you don't have an actual challenge that might take you longer. It may be a little bit more difficult, but it does mean there is a way to find a solution for you, but you have to be open to it first. So the first thing that comes up for people is typically those false assumed truths. They or you, if you're listening, might believe those things. You might believe you're too old, it's too late, it's whatever it is, you're injured, your thyroid. I can't tell you how many times I talk to somebody that says, I've been diagnosed with this. and because I'm this age. And they make that a stop, like it's just not possible anymore. And the second you do that, you are making yourself stop at the possibility of weight loss. So hear me out on this, because it's true, it's true, it's true. You can find as much evidence to support that it's not gonna work for you as you can that it is. And that is totally your choice, and that's a mindset shift, and it's a change of your state. So the first thing I'd want you to look at when you say I'm stuck and weight loss is not working for me, it's not happening, is what is your belief around it? Do you believe it's not possible? Do you believe it's too late? Do you believe you have this random ailment that's in your way that's not gonna help you? The second you embrace that and believe it, you've stopped all possibility of increasing. Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, that's okay. There's a lot of people that don't like what I'm saying here. But what is the option? What's the option right there? You can either fight me and be right about it and still stay stuck on your weight loss challenge, or you can embrace it and think, you know what? Maybe it is my belief around it. Maybe if I start to shift my belief, I'll start taking actions to change things. So that's number one. Number two, you can be an entirely different person a year from now by changing two things, by changing your thoughts and by changing your actions. If you change your thoughts and you change your actions, you're an entirely different person. Think of anybody in your life that you look up to, that's a mentor, that's a role model. Maybe you know them personally, maybe you don't. But if you were to start thinking the way that they do and acting the way that they do, you would become like them. Same with the opposite direction. If there's somebody that has what you don't want, maybe they're worse shape than you, they're sicker than you. If you start having the thoughts that they have and taking the actions they take, you become that. You become that. So you can make a decision, this goes into your mindset, of completely changing your thoughts and actions and embracing what's possible, and you can be an entirely different person a year from today, 100% of the time, by changing those two things. So when people come to me for fat loss, for weight loss, they quickly learn in my programs that although we go into nutrition and workouts, of course, I dive deep into changing your state first, because if you don't get rid of those limiting beliefs, those self-imposed stops, those false assumed truths, and you don't start deciding that it's possible, there's just no chance for things. And if you don't start changing your thoughts and actions, you will go back to those old patterns, those old thoughts, those old actions that keep you stuck. So those are the first two things that have to shift. So if you're watching this right now, whether you're watching the replay or you're on live, ask yourself, have a good hard look at that. What is it that you're telling yourself daily? What are those things that you're thinking about? And are you attracting information that supports that? Because you can find just as much evidence that it is too old, that you are too old, that it is too late, that you have all these excuses, as you can find evidence to support the opposite. Absolutely true. Now, diving into the next part of the mindset there, what are you deciding? So not just what are you believing, what are those thought patterns, but what are you actually deciding? Like, are you fully deciding that this is your year? I'm gonna do whatever it takes to lose the weight and get healthy. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get in great shape. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be that example. Or are you deciding that you're gonna try something? Because trying something is not what gets results. Trying something is just trying it. Deciding is making a definitive decision, deciding that it's possible that you're gonna do it no matter what. And then what goes with deciding is declaring it. And what does declaring mean? Declaring means you don't get to hold it to yourself. So many times people will say, well, I decided I'm gonna lose weight. I decided I'm gonna get a new job. I decided I'm gonna invest in myself. I decided I'm gonna make money, but they don't tell anyone. And when you don't tell anybody, then you actually haven't declared it. And why don't you tell people? Because we're scared if we tell somebody, then we actually have to do it. So I'm gonna challenge you to take that risk and tell somebody, because why not? That's what gets you to make it happen. I'll share on my own, I do this all the time with decisions that I make. And I know, because this works so much, that once I make a decision, I have to declare it publicly if I want it to happen. So many of you who followed me on social media, you know that randomly I decided several weeks ago I was gonna learn to do the splits. I've never been able to do the splits my whole life, never been able to do them. And I decided I'm gonna learn to do them this year, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. So not only did I decide it, but I went on social media and declared it. I said, this is happening by this time, I'm gonna do it. Because what does that make me do? That makes me commit and practice and stick to it and be rigorous with it every single day, because not only did I decide it, but I declared it to you. So declaring is another big part of that. Okay, so what's next? What's next is actually simplifying. Okay, so let me talk about that. So when it comes to nutrition, there's a million diets out there. We know this, right? You can look at your macros. You can do the celery juice diet now. My gosh, you could do Weight Watchers. You could do the Zone. There's a million things you can do. IFYM. You can do intermittent fasting. You can do so many things. But here's the thing. You are complicating it. It does not have to be this complicated. When you simplify what you're eating, it works. What does that mean? What does simplifying what you eat work? And why am I saying this? Because I have diet plans. I have diet books. I have nutrition plans. But why am I telling you this? Because nutrition is simple. When you keep things basic, when you eat real, natural, unprocessed foods, and you eat things that are good for your body, it works. It's what your body's craving. It's what it needs. You get healing. You get energy. You get focus. You get clarity. You lose the weight. Why are we complicating things? Why are you counting your macros? Why are you combining weird things? Why are you making it so complicated? You know this. You know this. You simplify it and it works. You simplify it. Think natural, unprocessed, real foods. Let me give you an example. And let me make it clear. I am not telling you to do this. I am a whole big fan of variety. But let me just give you an example. If you were to eat nothing but fish and vegetables all day long, do you really think you would be obese? Now, be honest with yourself. If you ate nothing but fish and vegetables, would you be obese? No, you would not be. You would not be. Now, maybe there's 1 in a million of you that have some rare thing going on that you would be. But it would be very unlikely. So you know this. So why do we complicate it? Why do we complicate it? We complicate it because we don't want to get out of comfort zones. We want to listen to our feelings. And the bigger thing is we've fully decided that it's not going to work for us. We decided this. So by making a decision that it's going to work, that it's going to happen, and by simplifying your diet, eating real, natural, unprocessed foods, that is the first step. Now, when we want to get into let's fine tune and get into your final 5 pounds and get your 6-pack to come out and all that, if that's where you're at, yes, I could tweak and we can get into really specifics. But for most of you that are in the 50+ pounds that you've got to lose, that you want to lose for your health, for your confidence, for everything else, why are you complicating it? Stick to natural, real, unprocessed foods. Get rid of the information overload of the newest trendy diet. And I've got to combine this, buy that, use that. You don't need it. It's simplifying, going back to real, natural, unprocessed foods. This is what the diet companies don't want to tell you, and I'm going to tell you this is what works. You simplify it. You stick to natural, real, unprocessed foods. Now, all the diet books out there, if they fall with that, I'm aligned with them. I love it. If they don't, if they're telling you some crazy wackadoodle thing that you have to do and combine and only eat celery, not aligned. If you can only eat your food in 3 hours a day, not aligned. Is that something you can make a lifestyle? Probably not. Why are you complicating it? Think natural, real, unprocessed foods, more of the good, less room for the bad. That's what works. Talk about exercise here. Here's another false assumed truth that people believe. People think you have to go forever, longer, harder, the latest, hardest class. That's not the case either. I'm going to challenge you to look at what can you do every day that's going to challenge your body, help get your intensity up, and help progress things further. Let me give you an example. Did you know that literally doing 5 minutes a day could change your body? Now, most of you are probably going, no, it can't. No, it can't. I don't believe you. But I'm going to give you an example. If you go hold a plank right now for 5 minutes, how are you going to feel? Okay, some of you watching might be like, oh, that's easy for me. Most of you watching this right now, that would be very challenging for you. 5 minutes of a plank would work your core, your abs, your arms, your whole body. It would be challenging. So again, we're complicating things. Everybody has 5 minutes. You could start with that, working on a plank. Another example, if I were to tell you to go do chin-ups, body weight chin-ups every day for 5 minutes, how many of you would be able to do it? Some of you might knock it out. Most of you would have a challenge with that, working towards 1, then working towards 2, and then knocking out reps in 5 minutes. That would be challenging. So it's not the amount of time. It's not the amount of time. It's what are we choosing to do with our body? What exercises are we doing? Or are we making excuses as to we don't have enough time, we don't have a place to do them, we don't have the right class, the right trainer, whatever? What I'm going to suggest is let's get creative, use your body, make it challenging for you, be intense for you, progress for you. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's about simplifying. So earlier when I started this, I said, I'm gonna talk into what is holding you back from your weight loss. And for those of you just joining me, I just covered a lot of things really quick. These are simple things. These are simple things, but I promise you, if you're stuck on weight loss right now, if you're watching this and you're stuck on weight loss, if you're stuck on it, I want you to listen to those things that I just shared with you. Are you doing those things? I'm pretty positive that you're doing most of those things. You've got those false assumed truths, telling yourself reasons why you can. You're saying things like, I'm gonna try, not I'm gonna commit. You're not declaring to people that it's gonna happen. You're making up those excuses and you're complicating it. You're probably complicating it. So by shifting those things, it makes such a big difference. It makes such a big difference. I'm gonna take some questions. So go ahead and right away, I'm on Facebook here and Instagram, and I wanna make sure I answer everything. Let's see. Hi, Yokov, I emailed you from the last video. Yokov, I don't know where you emailed me, but I didn't see an email from you. So if you're emailing me, make sure you're doing it to support@nataliejillfitness.com. Let's see, Monica, you're eating. Monica, I don't mean for you legit not to eat anything but fish and vegetables. But yes, but are you having progress doing that? Let's see, very true. Yes, got it, awesome. Let's see, I make excuses. Shelly, most people make excuses, and that's okay. Give yourself a hug for that, for admitting that. Let me share. You guys, it's not that excuses aren't like real things. I got that we have ailments, we have issues, we have diagnosis, I got all of that. That's true. But here's my question for you. If I validate your excuse and say, you're right, you are too old, or you are right, your metabolism is jacked, or you're right, you're injured. If I just say that to you, what chance, what possibility, what hope does it give you to elevate and level up your life? What does it give you? I would rather give you evidence of people that are doing it, people in that same situation or worse that did it. Give you those examples to look at and have you shut out any possibility of it not working, because if you don't have that hope, that belief, that possibility, then you're saying that I give up. You're saying I give up. So I don't validate excuses. My slogan is excuses are solutions you decide, for this very reason. If I validate your excuses, I am not serving you. I am not looking at you in your highest possibility. I am not helping you. I am hindering you. And I feel very strongly about that. So hear that and hear who in your life is validating your excuses and who else is helping you level up. Let's see. Okay, a few more questions. I don't know what that is, Demetrius, IF. Let's see. So you can lose weight with just working out 20 minutes a day, cardio or weight. Netta, you can lose weight doing a lot of things. So it's not about that. No, can you lose weight doing workout 20 a day? Sure you can. It depends. What else are you doing? What are you eating? What are you believing? What are you deciding? Who are you hanging around with? And what are you doing during those workouts? So if you're just on like a elliptical talking on the phone for 20 minutes, not getting your heart rate up, probably not. Now, for 20 minutes, are you doing chin-ups and pull-ups and planks and push-ups? Yeah, you'll probably change your body. So it's about what are you doing, what intensity are you using, and are you progressing your workouts during that time? But absolutely, you can do that. Let's see. Marlene, I love your videos. Thank you. People look for reasons not to lose weight. Yep, that is true. Yes. Let's see. You can change this. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Let's see. Cynthia, are you kidding? What cool new healthy weird diet? Yeah, that's the marketing stuff that says that. Let's see. Jessica, do I use protein shakes? You know what? I'm not I do use supplements. I'm not personally a huge fan of protein shakes for me. I do use collagen now. I add a lot of collagen to my stuff, but I don't personally use them unless I'm traveling. And then I'll use something that's more on the natural side. Let me see. Let me take a few more questions here. Let's see. Scrolling Instagram over here. So let's see, I didn't tell people that I would lose 10 pounds and I lost 10 pounds. Sometimes people put pressure on you. Okay, I'm not sure what you meant by that one. Eliminate sugar, eat whole foods. Yes, that's awesome. Any tips for, I don't know, Katie, what's that? I don't know what a DR is. Let's see, couldn't last minute. Let's see, I did 5-minute plank because I knew I could. Susanna, yes, hi Susanna. Awesome, I love it. Let's see. I'm having problems with my kangaroo pouch. How to get it? Aw. Hi, Belgie07. I can't see what your name is. Yeah, so you guys, for abs, for stomach, I'm assuming you're talking about that area. So let me talk about that. With belly fat, it's typically a few things. It can be bloat. That's number one. If it's bloat, you can conquer that by cleaning up your diet, by eating unprocessed natural real foods, getting out the artificial sweeteners, getting out the fake foods. When you eat artificial sweeteners, by the way, you get bloated from those. Your body also thinks it's getting the calories even though it's not. So you'll have cravings and hunger wanting to make those things up. And also when you're dehydrated, when you're not drinking enough water, which by the way, most of you are walking around chronically dehydrated and you think you're hungry, tired, fatigued, all that, but you're actually chronically dehydrated. And when you are dehydrated, your body will hold on to water and will retain water, so you'll actually be more bloated. So when you drink more water, you release more water, so that helps with the bloat. That's one thing that could be going on with your stomach. The other thing that can be going on with your belly is actual fat. And if you have actual fat on your stomach, we address that by losing the overall weight, like some of the things I addressed earlier in this live, losing overall weight, because you can't spot reduce, and also defining and shaping and doing exercises to develop those core muscles, to develop those abs. So when you lose the weight, you start to see that definition. And then the third thing that can be going on with your stomach is loose skin. I have that too. Anyone that's had a baby or lost a lot of weight is gonna have loose skin. Unfortunately, you can't fix that through exercise or diet, but you can drastically change the appearance of it by tightening up those abs and losing the overall fat. So I hope that helps you. Let's see. Okay, why is the fat only on my body? Monica, I can't answer that. It's probably not only on there, but people store things in different places. So going back to what I just said, to address that, develop those exercises there, lose overall fat, and that's gonna change the appearance there. Gosh, okay, I'll take some more questions if you have them. Okay, so another thing, by the way, you guys, I meant to mention this earlier, I'm gonna mention it right now. If you are ready, if you like this approach, if you're ready to have me in your ear and help you kick things up a whole nother notch, actually not just a notch, like a million notches up, and really ready to like shed this for good and change your belief set and lose this weight and up level your whole life, then I still have some spots left in my breakthrough weekend. We're about 70% full on my 2 breakthrough weekends. Those weekends include coaching with me and Brooks for 3 months, and a retreat with us where we go deep into this. These are small groups. I want 10 women at each of these. That's all I'm working at with these. If you're at all interested, please apply and do this soon, because we've got a lot of applications that we've been going through and we're picky about who we're selecting in here. But if you go to www.nataliejillapply.com, it's totally free to apply. The retreat and the coaching is not free. I want to be clear. The retreat and the coaching is definitely not free. I only have 20 spots total for this. But if you go to Natalie Jill Apply and you fill out an application, all of your information there. We have like a price range on there that you can look at. So you've got information. We've got dates on there so you can see that. Apply, and based on what you write, we might be giving you a phone call, or we'll be scheduling a call with you to see if you're a candidate for this, and we would love to have you with us. We've got some room in our February one and in our April, and then it follows with 3 months of coaching. So basically, your results happen. So if you decide to do that, and you make a declaration to do it, and you're at our retreat with our coaching, you will transform your body and your life, like no question, no joke. You're gonna have me in your ear, you're gonna have Brooks in your ear. It changes. We help get to the root of what's holding you back. We help shift it for you. We help you create your actual vision, your plan, and you get those results. Like no joke, you get those results. Everyone that's gone through my breakthrough has had an amazing experience with it. Dramatic results with this. Happy to share those with you as well. But if you are open to jumping on and filling out that application, make sure you do it. It's NatalieJillApply.com. We'll look through those, and we would love to have you out there. Let's see, a few more questions. Sarah, I have a disc bulge, mild one. Sarah, so we do have a question around that. Sarah, I had an actual disc rupture. Just to give you an example, you guys, I lived this about false assumed truths. I'm 47 years old. I have had a baby. I have been very overweight at one time. I had a disc rupture where I couldn't use my right leg last year. I've had all those excuses. I've had all those things happen. The bottom line is if you validate those excuses and you give up, then you have no hope. So you find workarounds. You find workarounds. You can always find the workaround. So yes, do you have to modify things with the disc? Yes, you have to modify things with the disc, but you can learn that. You can learn to change your exercises. You can learn to eat so you get rid of inflammation and pain. You can learn to shift that. But the second you decide that this is what is in my gap and I can't now do it, then there is no chance. Whether you've had a fusion or a rupture or any of that, there's always a workaround once you decide that you're determined to figure that out. So don't let those things stop you as an excuse. Let's see, 7-Day Jumpstart is a great program of mine. Thank you, Demetrius. Yes, it is actually better than my 7-Day Jumpstart, Demetrius, which is a great program, is my full body reset. The full body reset is like 7-day jumpstart basically on steroids. It's like a whole nother level. I'm gonna put that link in here right now too. The fullbodyreset.com. It's like a whole nother level of things. So if you like jumpstart and you want to up level, but if you're really serious and you're like, I really want to get this thing happening, I want to like go to a whole nother level, then apply for my retreat and my coaching. Because as I said, there's only 20 spots in there, and I would love to get you in if you're serious and you're the right candidate. All right, guys, I think that is, let me make sure there's no more questions that I'm missing here. Whoops, hit the wrong thing there. Let's see. You're welcome. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Awesome, you guys. All right, I will check back later. If I miss anything, I'll make sure I add them in. But thanks, you guys. That link again is Natalie Jill Apply, www.nataliejillapply, and I'll look for your application. We'll be going through those again tonight. Bye, you guys.